What I have for your review today is a Sheaffer Legacy. And this is in an oblique nib. And unlike some companies, Sheaffer still puts iridium for oblique nibs and italic nibs. I don't know about the new cheaper ones, but in the old days they did. Okay, and on the high end, like a Legacy like this, they still do it. This is in black lacque. It has the gold plated trim. This is a heavy pen, metal body with lacquer over it. Very nice feel in the hand though. Secure posting. It's a friction post, not a screw-on. But what they've done with the front, the early ones, it was pure friction. Now it has like a little click ring that the cap, you can actually hear. When it clicks into place. That gives it a nice secure closing so that the ink stays wet. And to refill this, it has a squeeze bulb back here. What you do, and I'm going to tell you up front, I'm not a fan of this filling system. I haven't looked into whether you can replace it, but you just stick this into the ink, stick the nib into the ink, and squeeze that little rubber bladder directly, and squeeze that little rubber bladder directly. Okay, if you listen to professional pen repair people and pen experts, they'll tell you to wipe this with a lint-free cloth. I use paper towels. I even occasionally use the dreaded toilet paper. But I use, in the studio, I keep the cheap toilet paper, the kind that's not soft. And I find the not soft toilet papers actually absorb very well, but don't leave a lot of lint. Anyway, this is an oblique nib. I am not an expert at oblique nibs. It should give you a good bit of line variation, so that when you go up and down, you get variation. I, however, am not particularly fond of the oblique. I prefer just a stub or an italic. I find keeping my hand at the angle required with this kind of nib just kind of aggravating to me. This puts down some ink, and you can see there's a difference in width. There's even a tiny bit of flex. I wouldn't call it a flex pen. I'd call it more of a soft nib than a flex pen. But the main difference is the width between downstrokes and side strokes. And like I said, this has iridium, so it does. See, I'm having trouble keeping the angle right. I'll just tell you, you probably want to look. If you're really interested in obliques, I would suggest you check with somebody's video who's good with these things. Can show you what they're really capable of. They're actually capable of quite elegant writing. I'm just going to give you the measurements and tell you about them a little bit in general. This one had some wear on the end. Probably going to be selling this on eBay soon. But anyway, let's get some measurements. And I'm not even going to do my full review on different types of paper like I usually do, just because I can't seem to write with an oblique well enough to be giving you writing samples. But I can give you the measurements of the pen, which is one of the things I find irritatingly missing in a lot of places. All right. It would help if I turned it on, wouldn't it? All right. There we go. I've got 5.39 inches. And that's capped. Now I will say if you just write with it as a pen, it's a pretty smooth writer. Let's get this uncapped. And the length. .7. Let's see what it is in the grip. Now, with this kind of pen with the inlaid nib, I usually do the grip measurement up near the ring. And the reason I do that is if you hold too far down, it gets the way they're undercut your grip. So I end up getting away from that. I usually am holding up here. Let's do inside the cap band for the people who like that measurement. About the only thing I found that useful for, sometimes I have been able to correct an identification. 0.51. Inside the cap band. Okay. It's a beautiful pen. Lacque is pretty durable. I don't know what they did to scuff the end of it like they did.